sweet peoples. Welcome to Odd Journal of a Southern Mess. I just want to say thank you for joining in with me. I know time is precious, and for you to come on here and give me a listen, I appreciate that so much from the bottom of my heart. If you have followed me from Facebook or TikTok, I want to say thank you. Thank you for doing that and giving me that extra hype. I want to introduce myself formally. I am the gal behind this project, Maria, and I'm just so excited. I'm in a all kind of moment right now because it has been a long time coming. I have been talking about this for a little while, and I'm finally doing it, y'all. I am finally doing it. And I'm so proud of myself. And I'm not even boasting. I'm just saying I'm proud of myself. And it has been a hot minute for me figuring out what I'm going to do. I've been researching. I've been figuring out, like, how am I going to do this? It's not going to be perfect. But as I say, progress over perfection. So keep that in mind. If you're wanting to do something big, just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, I will say that my love for podcasts started at a very rough time in my life. I was freshly moving back home, going through a divorce, and yes, I'm being raw and I'm being honest. And this is a different show that is meant, like, all this is talked about on a different show on the podcast, so tune into that. But yes, uh, I was going through a really hard time, and my friend was like, hey, listen to this podcast, and it was about true crime, and it was these two friends, and I want to say it's crime junkies, maybe, I'm not for sure, but I've not listened to them in a while, but I think it was crime junkies. And so I gave it a listen and fell in love. Loved it. Loved it. Like, I would even listen to it while I was trying to go to sleep. And so I fell in love with it. And then I never really thought about it because my life was a complete wreckage. And then I started making TikTok videos later in life when I was in a kind of good headspace. And I would just take my phone and I would just, do it like this. And I would just start recording things off my heart, on my heart, and onto the video. And I would just send it to my friends. And I should have probably never done that because then they hyped me up and they was like, hey, you need to start a podcast. And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just, laughed about it. And I was going through a hard time then too with um, addiction to alcohol. And I was like, nah, not gonna do it. Don't want to do it. Don't have time to do it. And then I stopped. And this is another this is another segment on my podcast, another show on my podcast. So stay tuned. I'm telling y'all, I've got everything to talk about, a whole list. But I was like, no, I can't do it. Fear was getting in the way and addiction and everything else. So then I stopped. I stopped drinking and stopped going out and focused on myself. And I said, I do have a lot to chit chat. I do have a lot to yap about, and I need to get it out there. And so I started a Facebook page. It was about a year ago, maybe if that. And in that time, I was sober and I was becoming sober, and I was on the ride of sobriety, and I was like, I need something to do. So I started doing this and pouring my heart and soul out into it. And then I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it on my 32nd birthday. I'm going to launch this thing and not make any more excuses. So here is that. Welcome. And to my friends who encouraged me, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. So, a little bit about me. I'm 32. I'm adopted, like I said. I grew up in Glasgow, Kentucky, which is about 35 minutes from where I live now. I live in Hart County with my sweet mans, and we live on the family farm where we raise beef cattle. I have two babies, fur babies, not real babies. They are my babies. And wow, I have I have a couple of public jobs that I do. And I have a business that I have just started at the end of last year in the summer, and it's a flower business. And of course, that's a different segment on on the podcast, and I'll go deeper into that. And so this year has 31 has been busy for me, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So I just feel like I have a lot to say, and I hope it resonates with you, and I hope it hits you to your core. And if it doesn't, oh well, you got a good laugh. But I also want you to remember, my sweet peoples, I'm not a licensed profession or a counselor. I'm simply your friendly southern gal just chit chatting once a week. February is going to be a little crazy. I do have several episodes, and February is my favorite month. Not because it's my birthday, even though February is a good month, but it's Valentine's Day. And you can tell I love Valentine's Day. I love everything about love. So I have several episodes coming out, but catch me every Monday after February, um, because I'm posting every Monday. Now you might have a little extra episodes in there, but every Monday catch your girl on this on Odd Journal of a Southern Mess. And I just want to tell y'all I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, and I hope y'all have a beautiful week. I want you to know that I'm so proud of you and that I love you. And you got this. You got this. Keep going, okay? Mwah. Love y'all.